this time, in reality, he seems to have relied on his skill to take him through the field itself, and then built the deck specifically to beat Night's Watch with Tomas.
Yeah, like Jakob and Jakob, who were working on the deck, told me earlier, they started out with this deck just because they wanted to have a proper matchup against Tomas. But then after Euros, they slightly changed it because they did feel that it was a little bit too hard to get through the field. So they dialed back the anti-Nightwatch a little bit in the deck, but it's still pretty solid against Nightwatch. Sorry. So if we have a look at Jakob's hand here, you can see that he's got pretty good economy here. It'll make for a decent setup, right?
Yeah, he's got the Iron Mines. He's able to kneel the locations, getting his intrigue down.
Yeah. And Tomas has not too shabby setup himself there. No economy though, but
with
again,
economy, that's a choice he makes because he's only playing the 6 econ locations.
Only 6
He's
cards.
prepared to play without it.
Right. He very much is. So he gets to draw 4 cards as well as Jakob.
4 cards on both sides of the table, so they're keeping it as even as possible heading into the game. So we have Amon.
Double Amon there.
He has 2 Amons there. Is he actually playing 3 Amons? Because
I think
he might be locked out of Time for Maesters here.
He could be. I'm not sure. I do think he's got 3 of them, but I'm not sure. So we have plot considerations here, and he's looking at Time for Maesters, so I would assume he's running 3 of those then. And I didn't get to see what Jakob was considering for his plot choice there, but we'll see in a bit. Now, do we have 3 Emmets? Yeah, we got 3 Emmets. I mean, it would make very little sense for him to play Time for Maesters if he wasn't. They're waiting for time to be called, for the official time to start.
Do we have anybody telling the streaming booth that it's happening
sure.
for real?
Maybe we could have a runner go in there and tell them to start. Because they are biding their time for someone official to
Let's do our best
to let
impression
them know.
of Olive from Popeye, wave our hands around and hope somebody comes to our rescue.
Yeah, maybe someone will see us.
Help, we're trapped in a commentating fish tank.
Yeah, no, Andreas seems content not to look this way. And they start playing anyway. Good. Woo! So we have plots being flipped. And it's Maesters into Noble Course. And throughout testing, I think Jakob told me the statistics was that they played Noble Course as their first plot in something like 70% of the cases. So no surprises here.
It's strange actually accepting though the bad initiative on it. So ready.
Yeah, but for first turn, it's all right, and they can get something strong out.
And it's so arrogant assuming that nobody's playing the blank Golden Kingdoms, especially in a field where people are going for the achievement of giving their opponent 0 goals.
You're thinking about the naval thing, naval superiority. Yeah, of course, that could have happened, but I think they have a decent grasp of what sort of deck would maybe play that, and then they just don't.
That's the remaining 30% then?
I guess. So we have 5 gold, plus an extra for the Rose Road, and then we have reduction by 2 on any main Lord character, and we can see both Euron and Balin in hand there.
No Victarion.
Is that Victarion? No, Balin.
No Victarion.
No Victarion, but a double Euron might be good enough, right? So we got
be good, all right for a start, especially with no locations on Tomas' side.
Right.
It could put a bit of pressure on.
Yeah.
He's got an issue here where he has to consider the initiative. So if Tomas has a Craven or a Milk in hand, it gives him a chance to play it.
Yeah.
So
certainly.
There's a possibility he might want to hold this for the next turn.
Right, and go with the Balin. Go with the Balin first.
Make Tomas go first.
Mm-hmm. Right, could be. So that he might play the Balin now.
So and discounter now.
Yeah. He goes for some Claim Soak.
Now Balin or Euron.
Yeah, this is interesting actually. And he's also got a core Theon in hand there. Reduction.
No, he doesn't.
No. That's the new bestow characters with pillage, and they're pretty good.
So for when he puts Tomas' wall on top of the deck, that wall going away.
That was not coming back. No. But he's not playing that card anyway. He doesn't play the pillage of...
fine. Just ruin my hopes.
Yep. But he's got enough other effects that might ruined the day for Tomas in this
But
deck.
we want exciting, new rock and roll ones people haven't seen on stream before.
Right. But I'm afraid we're going to have to disappoint people in this one.
It's a hell of a matchup of house cards, actually.
It
where
is,
we have
it
the
is. We
Graveyard
have-
card from Worlds
Right.
up against the Varberg card.
Yep. From last year.
We're still trying to figure out of how to actually get that card to Tomas.
Right.
Because we're not at all certain he can put that into the checkout luggage.
Not sure. Not
So
sure at all.
There's still discussion as to whether it's going to be mailed
he
to
might-
him or maybe just delivered to Stalik.
Yeah, because there's a big risk of not only him getting stuck in the security check, but also with that house card, he might be overweight as well with his luggage. So
The wall.
fealty being used.
And
we
there's
have
the
a copy of
Craven.
we have Craven. We've got Wall. There's a lot of nasty things. So priorities.
gets Craven.
Euron on a Craven is obviously priority here because he can wreak all sorts of havoc, crush dreams and whatnot.
Is Jakob running confiscation?
No.
What? After last year of all the debates about whether or not
So
he
we've
could
got
actually afford not to
Sam.
run that and having rattle shirts be his only possibility, that can't be right.
No, he's not running rattle shows either.
Let me go to the deck list.
Go ahead.
Deck list, Jacob. No, the wrong Jacoby.
Yeah. So we have fealty for a bird as well, I think, and all the dupes on Aemon. And this shows us that Tomas is not familiar with Jakob's deck because Jakob is running Battle of the Blackwater Bay, so all those dupes are going away. See, I know my stuff.
What's going on?
So we have the first challenge. It's going to be intrigue for 5, baiting Tomas into using either Sam or Aemon.
So Euron just lives on the other side of the table now.
Yeah, he does. But we do not so can clean that off.
Of whom?
Sorry,
Of whom? Who's going to trigger it?
not this turn, but there might be chances of triggering
I
it.
have no action. Okay, so no reaction to win, not unopposed claim.
So cards are dropping down.
Yep.
Realistically,
Done.
we're probably looking at accounting coppers from Tomas next turn. Although he doesn't have the Old Forest Hunter, so he might not be able to afford the gold loss
Maybe not.
of
Though-
just the 2. He still has
Yeah.
no economy.
None.
Maybe building orders, get an economy card there, because he may be able to drop it for free depending
Yeah.
on what Jakob plays.
Yeah.
And then still be able to afford the wall. He has all the icons on the board right now. He's got enough saves not to have to worry about.
That makes sense. He still has a copy of the wall in his hand, right?
Yep.
So that would make sense.
Building orders, get another Craven,
Right.
Unopposed.
especially once he sees that Jakob's plot is not confiscation.
Right.
That gets him pretty nicely set to wreck his day.
So Jakob is removing a dupe from Euron,
So we have a military challenge going across
Yeah.
from the ranging party.
and Jakob
Because
just
we have Neely attachmenty strengthy dude.
we got
able to
Halder
pump
there.
the-
Halder, able to pump for 1 at this point, though.
Yeah, which will get him to 6,
Yeah,
able
sure.
to beat Victarion.
Yeah, sure enough.
That's all he needs.
Right. So I think we will see. Oh, Euron didn't defend that, of course, but he's staying up to defend the intrigue from Sam. That makes sense.
Intrigue
And
from
then-
Sam or claim dominance.
Exactly. So he claimed dominance, I suppose. And we have. Chat is talking about the sword. No.
Or they're pointing out he can also kneel the
Oh
Craven.
yeah. He can kneel
Which
the
is
Craven as well.
such an immensely demoralizing
Yeah.
play.
Yeah.
I hate it when you have your
Yeah.
opponent
Yeah.
reach over to your side of the table, touch the attachment that's already wrecking your day, and Do more.
And here's Blackwater Bay, and this is why Jakob claimed the dupe of Urim, because he knew he was going to play Blackwater Bay already. So the dupe had done its course, so to say. And now he's sort of priming the deck for his Valar.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
So
that
the
was pretty
draw.
good, like to see all of dupes gone off Amon.
Yep.
So it lets him plan that much more efficiently.
Yep. So that's a practice blade and a milk of the poppy. And I can only assume the milk is going on the reader.
Why? You probably hold milk in hand for the moment and wait for an
Yeah,
opportune
that,
target.
all right. That's even better.
Because you
of
want
course.
Victarion, you want Balon,
Right.
you want new Theon, probably getting hit by it.
Yep.
So,
So
Tomas played
The
Calling
dupe on
Banners.
the dupe on the wall here is really important because it came down after the trigger of the Blackwater, and I'm sure Jakob hates that.
So I believe that's the Silent Sisters calling the banners, actually.
Right?
And there's some beautiful artwork actually comes out from the guys in the East.
Yep.
There isn't much interaction between them and the rest of the global player base.
I think basically the Octagon League is where those players get to meet.
But I'm pretty sure some of them are actually making the trip to Stalag this year. Mm-hmm. So
That would be
that's
fun.
going to be really, really cool.
That'll be fun because they have been doing well in the Octagon League throughout the year. And we
now-
have Jakob marshalling here.
We actually have the milk gone on Euron.
Yep. So Jakob has got not too much fun. Balin, I guess.
But Balin for why though? If he's setting up for his own Valor.
Yeah, exactly. Iron Throne, obviously.
Yeah. I think in this situation, playing the milk on Euron is still Tomas not believing that there's no confiscation in the
Right.
Greyjoy deck.
Right,
So
right.
he just wants to make sure no matter what happens.
Euron is sort of out of.
But because he doesn't know that the confiscation isn't in the plot deck,
Exactly.
I think once he has this information, and this is again a change we're going to see in the best of 3 format,
Right.
where once he has that information, he can change how he plays game 2,
Right.
game 3.
Exactly. He'll keep that milk in hand. So Jakob passes his marshalling here. And I think Jakob is basically looking to get some pressure power-wise here. Build up some renown on his characters and hopefully make Tomas have to scramble a bit. But I'm not sure how he's going to do that because the wall is there, it's going to trigger.
The wall is going to trigger this turn, but he's got the saves for Balon and Euron. There's
Yep.
only one character can be saved on the other side of the board.
Right.
And Tomas still has no economy.
Right.
He's played Calling the Banners, which I believe is his highest economy plot.
Yep.
So I think Jakob is in a pretty decent situation
Sure,
to
sure.
trigger Valor next turn.
Right. And
Although
also
it does leave him somewhat exposed because he has no saves remaining for his characters then moving forward.
right. But we have at least one more copy of Euron in the deck, and we've got at least 2 copies of Balin in the deck. And there are also one more, I remind, there's 3 copies of the Drown blah 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 save event thingy. So Jakob has plenty of options coming his way as he draws from his deck.
He still has to draw them.
Yeah, naturally.
Jakob is really low on intrigue icons at the moment.
Right.
So he's really restricted in his ability to trigger reigns.
Right. And that's why I thought maybe milking the reader would be an interesting play, because the reader will allow Jakob to start drawing once the board gets smaller. I think that he might not save Euron at this point.
I have
He might just save
no
the reader
reaction.
in order to get the draw. So
Yeah.
stick with Balin and the reader and get some draw.
Or potentially even just save Balon. Just
Yeah.
save Balon, have another Iron Mines
Maybe.
for him.
Maybe. It's not impossible. He might even consider saving the shipwright.
Yeah. So here we have Tomas pass challenges.
Right.
We have Balon throw the military challenge across with Aemon saving from it.
Yep.
Intrigue.
And now we have the intrigue being launched across the board.
Right, right. 4-5. So Sam will oppose it for 2.
Yeah,
And
he can
there's
try
there's
and
a ship, so he can boost
kneel
it
the
for
scouts.
1, but it's not enough. He needs to kneel. He needs to get 2 extra. So he could use Balin's ability, obviously, and kneel one of the No, it has to be ship, right? So he can't use Balin's.
But you can use the actual ship itself, just plus 1 strength.
Yeah, but it gives 1 strength on its own, or it gives 1 strength for Balin.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't really matter which one of the two he uses. It's only 1 strength. So it's not enough. He's up to 6 against 2, which is...
Yeah, it forces him to kneel.
There's still 4 difference. So he can't trigger raise.
One more action.
Yeah, one more. So now you can do it.
Oh, he can kneel any. It hasn't to be.
It has to be graveyard location.
I thought it has to be a ship, but it could be any graveyard location then. So Halder starts kneeling his things, and then we have Clay.
Yeah, so now it leaves him a bit of an option to toss Balin across the way.
Right.
So he'll have to block with both characters.
Right. And again, giving dominance to Jakob.
6, he tries to force it through. He forgets about the Craven being kneelable.
Right.
So Tomas is going to... Yeah, okay.
Kneel the Craven.
You win it.
And doesn't have to happen.
No more. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty
And,
sure that was a forgotten trigger from
Yep.
Jakob.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
So
We have the wall ticking up. We have the power at 3 for the Greyjoy player,
And
whomsoever that might be, and 4 for Tomas.
yeah, that's correct. So, do we see the Valar now? Is this the Valar turn? Jakob
Tomas
has
is
only
quite low on cards in hand.
As
Jakob has
is
the
Jakob.
ability to save.
Jakob has only 2 cards in hand.
Yeah, I think he might actually skip this turn just in case Tomas tries to catch the double Valar.
First snow. This is the first snow turn. That's even better. First snow will wreak havoc with Tomas's board. He has no economy to do anything about that.
Yeah, and he's got the Lord Sport shipwright to kneel whatever economy he's going to play to ensure he stays locked out of it.
So this is a great play from Jakob, and he's been setting this up all throughout. Like he was telling us yesterday, he plans plots at least 1 turn ahead. So when he chooses this plot, he's thinking about the next plot, really.
But with Blackwater, you're really committing to doing that.
Yeah, or something else, because he's got both this and Valar, so he could do either.
Do we have a little bit of mind games there? Just touching the iron mines?
I think so. I think so. So Tomas is going for his
Building orders?
building orders because he thinks that it's Valar and that the shipwright will go away, but it won't go away until after it's had its opportunity to kneel whatever location Tomas might pick up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards off the top of Tomas's deck, and that looks like on the top of that is Castle Black.
He's really looking for Craven.
Oh,
or
Craven and Castle Black.
Milk here.
I thought he was going to bring Castle Black in, but of course, with the turn being what it is, with First Snow Winter being played, Craven makes more sense. It's a bit disheartening, of course, for Jakob, because we know this is going down on Balin.
He's made the choice to not play Confiscation.
Right. He has. And I think
maybe secretly he's also a Tomas fan. I mean, like,
it could
a
be.
lot of players want to see the repeat here.
Yeah.
They want to see the most dominant season in the history of the Road to Stalik. Because at this point we're going to be looking for a 3rd Road to Stalik event for Tomas.
Right. He is playing for his dominance rather than his win, whereas Jakob is playing for redemption. and yeah, we'll see which turns out on top of this. So I'm thinking. Oh yeah.
So
with all right.
It's
so
actually
this
really
is,
difficult for Tomas to afford coin right now.
Right. So he's using all the action windows on his way here to get some gold going with the Old Forest Hunter.
Yeah. So we have the action window in the draw.
And then the action window in the plot phase was also used, so that's 2 gold.
I'm pretty sure, I think that's the marshalling one.
Maybe, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
And
well, it would matter then to see whether or not he can afford 1 more.
yeah. I don't think he's going to discard 1 more card here. Have a hard time.
Is the Craven down already?
The Craven is not down already, but he's got 1 gold left for that Craven. And
It gives how much strength?
+2 strength is
Good card.
maybe a little bit more than you would like. And they are just out of reach of the first snow with their 4 cost. However, green challenge will be wide open, it looks like. So the reader gets
Instead of follow.
Yeah,
Raven
I suppose
instead?
he
Yeah. Makes
possibly
sense.
made himself strong enough to beat Balon now.
right, maybe.
But it still allows Balon to attack without kneeling.
Right.
I suppose he's not contending dominance right now.
No, he couldn't be. So Jakob gets what, 4 gold,
Yeah.
and
So effectively 7.
He's got a reducer.
So he plays the Raiders now, potentially
two
with a chunk of
reducers.
bestow.
How do you get to 7? Oh yeah, of course, with the Great Wall as well. So we get another piece of Rose Road. He's got saves in his hand, which is not without consequence. And we've
And the
got
reducer.
Reducer. Reducer. 2 golds. And that's
You bestow them here, right?
that. Yeah, why not? Why not? I don't see what else he's playing anyway. So he probably bestow them with at least 2.
We've seen his hand.
We've seen his hand.
There's nothing extraordinary here.
No.
Oh, this is for people in the audience here locally, not
Yeah.
paying attention.
Yeah. So what is
That's
he?
strange. Raider bestowed with just 1. He's actually going to try for the We Do Not Soul play.
I bet. Because he will. No, how is he getting a green? He can't attack with. He can't attack with the reader.
But he's potentially forcing through the military with Balon, see if he can
Right.
make both the ranging parties block. Because he can't afford to lose one ranging party.
Yeah, maybe.
So show your hand to the fans, Jakob. Do it. There we go. We do not so.
We do not so is in his hand. Yeah, that could be the play. Playing We do not so off, but Howler is still there. Even if he blocks with no, Howler
Howler's leaving.
bounces. Howler
His
is
planet needs
bouncing. Howler is bouncing. That's right. Yeah. So potentially he could trick Tomas here, but I don't think he will. I think Tomas is skilled enough to know that he'll have to block with one of the ranging parties and kill it.
Well, he'll have to block with
One of
both,
the
potentially.
no, just oppose it with one of them and kill it, and then oppose the blue challenge. I think Tomas will not leave unopposed this turn. I think Tomas is, especially since he sees that Jakob is leaving 1 goal. Even if it's a bluff, I don't think Tomas will take the risk of failing that. Right, so one important thing. I can't remember when Jakob is playing March. I think he is playing March, right?
Do we want to spoil that for the audience?
Do we want to spoil that for the audience? Maybe they were paying more attention than we were when he was flipping through his plot deck.
I think we want to spoil it for ourselves, if nothing
Yeah,
else.
if nothing else, we want to know. I think he's playing Marched, but I'm not 100% sure. He's not playing Marched. They removed that one, yeah. So, otherwise, being able to claim 1 raging party for military claim here, and then forcing...
What is this coming across?
So this is a red
It's
challenge.
military
This-
with both.
Yeah, military with both. And Tomas is blocking with both. Interesting, because now Balin will be able to remove the...
So Tomas is currently
The Craven.
blocking for 14.
Yeah,
The challenge from
14.
the Raiders, I believe, get +2 strength.
sorry?
They get +2 strength for each bestow.
For each bestow, yeah?
Yeah. So that puts him at
11.
11 right now.
And he can
he's
boost
able
for
to
another
kneel his
2.
location, so it's 13, 14, 15. So he's able to win this challenge right now.
Yeah, he is. And that's not probably the most important part of it, because now here comes the blue challenge, which is much more important. And we not so on the reader's Craven, I can only assume.
We would hope, yeah.
Yeah. Or possibly it's on Euron's Craven.
Did they forget to trigger? No, he actually let him block the challenge.
Yeah, he let him block the red, which makes sense.
Why though?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Because there's nothing else to...
Because he wants to boost the reader if that's the one he's picking, or whichever he's picking,
But
in
he
order
could
to
have gone-
trigger.
Because he's
Reigns.
an 11 right now.
Yeah,
He doesn't get +2 for the ship because he's not first player.
right.
And he only has location, so he'd have
Right.
to kneel everything
Yep.
and give up the range trigger.
Exactly. So he's looking through his range deck here, and I think, yeah, I'm not sure what he's going to do. He's probably thinking what he's going to remove with his We Do Not Sow. I can only assume that he is removing that Craven. Yeah, that's what I would have done, because, or maybe Euron's. Euron's Craven is just as
Euron's
good.
still milk,
Yeah,
but I suppose he's a larger
no,
body.
yeah, he's a larger body, and he can trigger the reader's ability. He can still trigger the reader's ability off of winning unopposed with Euron.
I still think he should have won the military challenge.
Yeah, that would have been good though. But if he would have de-cravened the Euron instead, then he could have actually gone for the military challenge as well, and that would have been an extra renown
Have they
as well.
finished resolving the power challenge? No, he's still taking the unopposed.
Yeah, and he's
We're still reactions to winning in the power challenge itself.
Yeah,
Unopposed.
and
Claim 1.
yeah,
And Renown.
right. And then the reader is swinging over for green. Again unopposed. Unfortunately, there are no more We Do Not Sows.
So nothing unusual in the range deck there. Wheels and Wheels would look for another We Do Not Sow
Yeah.
while the pressure is on,
Yep.
and see if he's able, but he doesn't have the gold for it right now.
No, he doesn't. But Tomas's hand is low enough for Jakob to be betting on the fact that he might have Tomas at a small board for a little while longer. That is a We Do Not Sow there. There is one, and there's
There's some nightmares by him turning against the wall.
Yeah. I'd go for We Do Not Sow. But he did not. Oh, this is wrong, right? Wheels, wheels, wheels. You do discard all the other.
He can choose to discard all the others. So he finds any number of events in the top 10 cards.
All right.
He draws one of them, and he can choose to discard the rest.
All right. He doesn't have to.
No.
All right.
So he chose to only find one.
All right. That's fine. That's fine. So Tomas makes a small little cut there,
Post.
and
And claim 1 from Intrigue.
yeah,
So
Jakob takes dominance here.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he was really hoping for aim on there.
Okay.
Of course, of course.
That's military power, intrigue, done. Dominance.
Okay, so the hometown favorite
Yeah.
goes to 8 power.
Yep.
Now this plot, it has to be the Valar, right?
No, because
Why?
Tomas will be able to repopulate the
But
board
Tomas
anyway.
has no economy. Out.
No, but he'll play. He'll play something that will give him at least enough gold to put some things on the board.
Because Valar right now, with 2 Rose Roads, with the Sea Tower, with the Great Hall, will let
I think
Jakob
Great
play
Kraken.
anything.
I think Great Kraken and go for the win. Or even head some spikes.
Sure.
But he's going for the win here. Jakob is going for the win. He's not. He has the board advantage anyway. He's just trying to press that board advantage now. But it would have mattered a lot if he would have taken the Craven off of Euron instead. He would have had 2 more power for swinging here. So that was not Aemon.
Still not
That
Aemon.
was not Aemon. And
There's nothing relevant for heads to hit in Jakob's hand at the moment.
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. A shipwright was fairly relevant, but or could become relevant, but yeah. So what are they drawing into? Do we know? Tomas is marshalling.
We have another ranging party. We have a reducer. So Tomas is really suffering with no economy,
Right, right.
and
Yes.
there's no Craven. There's no milk for Balon.
No. So you have to assume he's going to have to play All Forest Hunter here. in order to just repopulate the board as much as possible. But he needs a green icon as well, right? So Old Forest Hunter dropping for 1 and then discarding a card. No, all right. So this play. All right. All right.
Well, it
I
gives him
guess.
options to block all the challenges.
Yeah, yeah.
The one worry he has is he has to make absolutely sure he blocks the intrigue.
Right.
Um,
Right.
Because the filthy accusations could wreck his day here.
Yeah. For sure. So reduction, maybe? No? Only one reduction. Jakob has only one character in hand. And that is
Yeah, he drew the Weedon on so anyway. Victarion.
Victarion. That will make a difference. And this might actually give Jakob
Vic
all
and
the
Balon.
all the power he needs this turn. 2 renown, 3 renown off of Balon. Oh, we're actually with Balon's both renowns, and then a power. So that's 4, and he's currently at
6 back. 7 back.
7 back. Well, he can't win this turn without Reigns standing at least Victarion or Balon. Right? So Victarion.
Yep. We got
And-
some bets going on in the chat.
So we
Some
have
people are saying Jakob is going to win this 2-0 now. He's got the momentum.
yeah.
Got Tomas on the ropes.
Well, Tomas has been on the ropes before. This is not the first time we see Tomas on the ropes. So this is the military challenge, I can only assume, since he's not kneeling Balon. Military for 6,
16
11, 16, yeah, and he can boost that by 4 just by using the ships, and then another 2 by using
2. You made Tomas go first. 2
Oh,
from the ships, 2 from the Iron Mines.
all right, so Tomas just passed challenges, obviously.
Because Victarion is also not loyal for some reason.
All right, all right.
Loyalty is really kind of a strange assignment. In
Yeah,
the game.
it seems to have very little to do with thematical.
Yeah. Overall, like the loyalty decision seems to be: does it have insight? Yes, no. If it has insight, then it's
Loyal.
loyal. If it's not, let's roll the dice.
Yep. Yeah. So Tomas is just opposing this, but with the kneel coming in from intimidation of Victarion, means that Jakob will be able to push through a
So we have to see the
unopposed
flame
blue.
first.
Yeah, unopposed blue.
Yep. I have no reaction to winning. It was not unopposed. And then claim.
So claim wasn't very
Keywords start with pillage.
very hard to figure out, and then pillage.
A second current.
Renown.
And renown, and now intimidation. It's got to be the ranging body, right? In order to get that
I believe so.
unopposed, and then freeing up Euron to attack.
But it's cool to see how methodical the players are. 'Cause
Right. Mm-hmm.
with a lot of people, when they start winning, I find they get into a position where they just hurry through it, saying, okay, I have the game, let's finish this, and they give themselves a chance to lose it. So here, even though the choices are...
Why
evident.
does he? Oh, he wants the reins flip first, so he can stand Victarion. Right. Okay, makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah, because here he can force through
1,
the reins,
To 5.
2,
gets to 6
yeah.
against 2. Iron Mines gets him to 7. Triggers, reins,
Yeah. And he
power
stands
behind the throne,
Victarion, I can only assume.
which gets him unopposed to renown and dominance with the Iron Throne.
Right, right. And he gets to clean off Euron. One of Euron's. Well, I guess he'll probably take the Craven, right?
Sorry?
He'll clean off. No. Oh, this is good play. Jakob is.
Why not just take the power behind the throne for the guaranteed win? This is
that
showboating a bit.
Is this would power behind the throne give him a guaranteed win?
He would have unopposed power,
Yeah.
flame, 2 renown, and then dominance.
All right, but he got 2. Old Forest Hunter was killed, so 2 power that way.
That's like showboating. I don't like that.
All right. And they shake it. So I still like that play. I like that play.
Yeah, because you've been calling for that play for several matches now.
Yeah. Also, I like the kind of, trigger things with that trigger things sort of thing. That's what gets me going.
Let's keep it simple.
No, why would you? What's the fun in that?
Just win, baby.
That's not me. And again, I don't win that much. All right, so we will be starting to prepare for the second game, and I'll have to update the score because we made so that we have scorekeeping on.
Yep, for people joining us late, because we know our American viewers are still only waking up.
Yep. So
Even though we are at a very healthy 100 viewers watching this live from around the world.
wow, we are doing well.
No. International tournament.
Oh.
Jakob is 1 game to 0 games for
I don't
Tomas,
have any finals
and we
played.
have some shuffling going
Us
on.
now have to do both.
Tomas is he's being pushed a bit here. He has to actually finish both of these games. There are no time limit to
Wow,
this.
we actually have viewers in Australia. We have at least 2 people watching us
Really?
in the middle of the evening there.
We have
So
to
that's
shout
really
out,
cool.
Shout out to those people.
Do you take a break?
We have Adam Kohler, who's quite active in the Facebook group.
Yep.
Yeah.
Quick, I think.
Okay.
So yeah, this is pretty cool. We can also see that Jakob, being a very generous beard, he giveth and he taketh away.
I'd
Because
say.
he broke the Lord of Light playmaster streak.
Yeah.
It was 4-0 before Jakob said, okay,
Uh-huh.
we need to bring you some humility.
Let's dial it back.
And now for the finals, he has taken up the playmat just to prove that he can re-spark its success.
It seems. Would seem. Now, what do you expect Tomas to do differently this game now that he has a bit of knowledge about Jakob's deck? Because Jakob had pretty much, he knows what's in Tomas's decks. There's virtually no secrets in Tomas's
I think at this
decks.
point, Tomas can be that little bit more aggressive
Right.
in terms of shutting down the renowned characters.
Right.
Just making sure he gets the milks, he gets the cravings on them, and push for those that little bit more.
Right.
I think he can be that much more prepared for Battle of Blackwater.
Yeah.
So we can expect to see him doing what Even was doing in the previous game.
Yeah,
Where
holding
he can
back
hold
the
back
dupes
the
a bit.
dupe or so.
Yeah.
So even when one gets discarded, he can play it next turn again.
Right, so we have no actually. Well, he's got a decent setup, I guess.
He can play the
Sea
Sea
Bi-
Tower, the
Sea
Duke.
Bitch, Sea Tower,
Yeah.
Sea Tower,
Sea Tower for economy.
Reducer,
Discounter, Euron right,
That makes
right
sense.
now.
That makes sense. What has Tomas got? He's got Castle Black. He's got Craven. He's got
That's a good setup.
yeah. Tomas will keep this hand for sure. Bird, Old Forest Hunter. So someone can't.
But the Raven as well, like, so it's a 5-card setup.
Yeah, that's a reducer. Yeah, Tomas is definitely keeping
5
this
card
hand.
setup, and effectively the Old Forest Hunter is Tomas's economy much of the time.
Often
So
it's
it gives him the option to play counting coppers and then discard cards for economy as he sees fit.
Exactly. Yeah. Seems like 5 cards from Tomas there, and 3 cards I would assume from Jakob. Probably those 3 on his
The
right
question
hand.
is which one, because he's got both of the 7 costers in his hand.
Yeah, but I'd
So he's got
definitely go
Balon
for
and he's
Euron.
got Euron.
I'd
Would he
go-
try to bait out
Yeah.
Craven?
Yeah,
But he can bait out Craven with Euron, perhaps?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's what I'd do. Balin's better and more important for this matchup because he's faster.
Yeah. He puts that much more pressure on.
Yep.
Yeah, and we
And
want to drop
also-
a shout out to our friends in Singapore. So we really have people from all around the world watching the stream right now.
That's pretty cool. Jakob is playing the Great Kraken chip that we were talking about previous match. That it seems that Evan wasn't running, and Balon making 2 challenges, not kneeling for the first one, both of them with stealth. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
So we
and
have Tomas marshalling first. I would
with
say.
Jakob's Vengeance in full swing, I think we can throw in our last contest.
Yeah, definitely.
For the
So
event, so this is again another Ravenside segment where we're going to drop
what do you-
clues about a character.
We're giving away house cards from
we have the
Battalion.
house
No?
cards going for whoever guessed the winner correctly. So we have
Yeah.
a few entries for that on the Facebook page, and we have the Vengeance tokens themselves going for the last Ravenside segment.
Right. So we have Vengeance tokens looking like small piece, but they're
Knives.
actually supposed to be daggers, I suppose. Maybe butter knives. So the clue is posted shortly. Now it's posted in the chat. Just the first correct answer will be getting
Yeah.
butter knife tokens.
We are ready.
Right, so back to the game here. So they've chosen plots, it would look like.
Newly made Lord in Jakob's hand.
Yeah.
Very relevant.
Yeah, very, very much so. And again, we see Jakob opening with Noble Course into Tomas's counting coppers. And Tomas does have some economy this time. He's got a reducer and he's got Old Forest Hunter. So plot phase, we can probably see him discard a card. I would be very surprised. So he has got 2 Cravens in hand, maybe? Oh, he discards Corn Half Hand because Corn Half Hand might not be very relevant as he's probably not being able to play it for a bit. Also, we have another newly made Lord, I think, being drawn by Jakob there. So Jakob could discard infinite numbers of Castle Blacks here. Another Corn Half Hand for another gold. And then, okay, so Jakob is going fast.
Yeah, Tomas really seems to have given up on
Corn.
playing Corn
Yeah.
in this match.
I think Tomas realizes he has to be fast here. He has to have things out immediately. But he also needs to have bodies that can withstand the first snow of winter. And currently he does not. So Jakob will maybe get rid of that Castle Black, do you think?
Is he that scared of the Castle Black right now?
Not sure. No, probably not. He's got no Bicons on the board, so it's not that relevant. Especially not if Tomas isn't playing. If Tomas isn't playing the wall, which he isn't. It might not be that relevant at this point. So let's have a peek into Jakobs' hand again.
Two
And he's
newly
got-
made Lords.
Yeah,
Ugh.
yeah, like I told you, he drew into one. He's got another reducer, and he's got a Rose Road obviously being played. Is that a Iron Mine? Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But Iron
also Great
Mines,
Kraken.
Great Kraken, Great Hall.
Yeah. So are we seeing Balin being played this turn, do you think? With only one save available to him.
He has the option to play Great Kraken and the Iron Mines and Balon, which is an enormous amount of pressure straight from the off.
That's true. Definitely.
Because
Yes.
he'll be able to squeeze the Euron attack through,
Yeah.
get that pillage going,
Yeah.
and he can immediately get the unopposed.
Right.
I
It
think
looks
that would
like
be my
he's
play here.
considering playing the Rose Road instead.
I don't think the Rose Road is an instead kind of thing. I think
Well, he can't play both Great Hall and Rose Road.
no, but even without the Great Hall, he can still afford Euron because he's got Noble Cause.
Yeah.
So he's got 7 gold from the Noble Cause, 1 from the Sea Tower,
One from the reducer.
yeah.
That's 9.
Oh yeah,
So no.
he's 1 short.
Yeah, he's 1 short. So if he's going for the Rose Road, I don't think we will see Balin this turn. I think we'll get.
Newly made Lords shutting
And-
down Castleback
yeah.
and claiming it with Euron.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I think. Even though it doesn't really do much in Jakobs' deck.
There's also no power icons on the other side of the table.
No.
So I think
currently.
you can,
Currently. There might turn out to be
Yeah.
in shortly. So this should be. This should really be Balin, right? Rather than newly made Lord.
yeah.
Wow.
There's no point wasting the 2 gold discount.
No, I don't think. Maybe the reader. No, Balin. Obviously Balin. All right. So he passes challenges into Tomas's challenge, and Tomas is leaning into the camera. He's got some economy there, and he's blocking the view of everything.
So underground vault.
Yeah, underground vault knelt immediately for recuperating the costs. And then...
So he has all the economy. He's got Benjamin. He's got Milks coming down.
yeah. He's even got
It's
a
a pity
King's
to
Road.
not see a Craven,
Yeah.
but other than that...
He's got one
Oh,
Craven.
he's got Craven.
One Craven.
So who will it go on?
I'd say Euron, probably, because he's afraid of Euron destroying his dreams. But it really should go on Balin.
Balon is so fast.
Yeah, but like I supposed, he put it... He doesn't want to
He
roll
can
the
still
dice.
afford the milk on Balon.
Yeah, he doesn't want to roll the dice with Euron. And Balin is pretty much nullified with the milk anyway. So this is not easy for Tomas because he's got to consider the long term all the time because he knows there's a first snow winter coming. So Benjamin makes sense, but right now he's alone and he has.
He's a dupe for him.
He has a dupe for him, but is
But
he
he
playing?
doesn't
Is he
necessarily want to play
playing
the dupe for
exactly?
Blackwater.
Is he playing it because of Blackwater? So this is where it gets tricky, right?
Yeah.
So King's Road discarded for money rather than used.
The cool thing here is that the Old Forest Hunter with Benjamin can actually block Euron.
Right, right.
Woo!
And that's the milk for Balin, which makes a lot of sense. Still, once Great Kraken hits the table, Balin's still got stealth.
He'll still have stealth.
Yeah.
He won't have renown anymore, which is
No.
a really, really big deal in this match.
Right, right.
I think now Tomas is actually quite comfortable.
Yeah.
But you're still going to have the newly made lords next turn.
Right.
Going to put a bit of pressure on him.
Right, and also this is interesting. With Euron still being able to trigger off a defense and maybe being cleaned off with We Do Not So's at some point, do you want to blow up the economy or the Blackwater, the Castle Black? Well, he obviously can blow up both, but which one's
Can newly made lord even blow up limited locations?
No, maybe not. All right, no, he can't blow up limited.
So we'll
right.
take the legal play.
So it has to be the legal play then. That's a bit boring, though.
Look, a lot of people lack creativity.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So do we have the correct answer in the chat yet?
Yeah, Adam has won it a while back, so we're just arranging delivery for him now.
All right.
I will pass my challenges to you.
Jakob is taking a long, hard look at that hand, considering what to do. Leaving himself open or just going forward. There's no green challenge coming across because he has no green icons that can actually attack. But then again, Sam is pretty much useless as an attacker anyway. So they just pass, and Tomas draws for the bird, and he drew a wall, I think. It looked like he drew into the wall. Jakob got dominance, and yeah, that's pretty much that turn. Looking at plots, and I think both of them playing double heads, probably both of them going for heads here, I think. Tomas might not, but I think he will. Maybe Tomas will go for building orders, try and get another
He wants to
copy.
get fully set up.
Yeah.
He has all the icons on the board now.
Yeah.
He has Jakob's board largely nullified.
Yeah.
So in this situation, push the advantage. He knows that with the Rose Road on Jakob's side, all of his plots are going to trigger
Yep.
the underground vault.
Right.
Which would have been part of the reason why he's able to discard the King's Road last
Yep.
turn.
Yep.
So he knows he's got the guaranteed money moving forward.
Yep, yep. And
Nice.
he pulls one of the two newly made lords and gets 2 power for it. Now Jakob pulls a bird and gets 2 power for it. I'm not sure who made the better Yeah, because of the bird's versatility, I think it's important to get those off.
I think the newly made Lord would put pressure on Tomas.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially
But
one
he's still
with
got
two
one.
of them going back to back.
He's still got one.
Yeah, the fact that only one of them is going to get played now is going to be a big difference.
But he only has one target anyway. So it really doesn't change that much.
He only has one target for now.
For now, yeah. Oh, he's playing 3 of them. So. Oh, he will get another target here, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have the counter Iron Throne coming up.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a great point coming in from the chat. That with the Nightmares on Underground Vault, he could actually burn down his economy.
Yep. Right. Yeah, exactly. If he Nightmares it before he plays Newly Made Lord, it's not limited anymore, and he can play the Newly Made Lord and destroy it. But with only the one Newly Made Lord, he has to prioritize.
Yeah, and for the moment, he made Jakob first player,
Yep, of course.
so which gives him a lot of time to consider his plays.
Sure.
We currently have no warships down for that to be a consideration.
Right. So we get a Great Hall. And I think he can use that on none of his characters, really. It's just for future use. Well, okay.
Yeah, well,
something.
even so,
Oh,
he's
the
getting
reader. The
now.
reader.
The
of
Great
course.
Hall is effectively free.
I forgot about the reader.
He plays it this turn and he gets
Yeah.
the money back.
Yep. He's kneeling both the reducers, maybe. Why not? Paying just one for
He
the
has to
reader.
be careful in terms of giving himself the icons.
Yep.
So even just to kneel out Tomas's characters. I suppose in many ways Euron is keeping them pretty safe
Yep.
because Euron is blocking much of the counterattack.
Yep. And Euron triggers his ability off of defense as well, so he could take that King's Road, which will give Jakob
So Tomas has
endless.
to consider his action
Yeah,
window
yeah,
now with
yeah.
the shipwright.
Right.
So we have 2 characters who can attack across the board.
Right. And one of them might be kneeling down Castle Black instead. Don't think he will, but he could. So Tomas is considering. Is he playing the wall this turn?
Done.
We'll see. He's got 6 gold.
I think he should drop down the wall
Yeah,
because
and he does.
he has all the icons down now. There's only
Right.
2 characters that you can attack into him.
Yeah.
He can stop the range trigger
Yep.
with the wall down.
Yep.
I think this is looking well for Tomas.
It does. With Balaam blanked, he can't use his boosting ability, and there are no warships like you pointed out. Are we getting closer to the spot where Jakob plays Valar? Maybe?
Is he really getting value on Valor? Because Tomas has a pretty full hand.
Yeah.
And then he'll get 2 power from Vengeance, so it'll be quite a bit of acceleration.
Yeah.
Because in terms of his ability to save characters,
Right.
he could try to hold on to Euron and Balon with the Iron Mines, but
Right.
both are largely irrelevant.
Right.
And yeah, Euron can actually attack. I don't know what I'm talking about in terms of only 2 characters being able to go across the board.
Euron can't attack. He's Craven.
Not Euron, the other guy.
Balin. Balin can definitely attack. He's just blank.
The Swedish metal Balon.
Yeah. So a Tricon couldn't be too bad at this point.
3 components left for Tricon. Okay. Thinking.
Yeah,
So he seems to be trying to force first no from
Yeah.
Jakob.
Yep. But Jakob seems to be trying to kneel something here. I'd say he. I don't know. If he wants to force
it's only
through
Castle
the,
Black.
if he wants to force through the power, he needs to kneel down Castle Black, right? Yeah. So Balin could make a blue challenge of 5, which would be enough to force Tomas to use 2 people to block. And then,
Yay!
all right.
So
Okay.
Tomas used the action window.
Yeah,
He passes,
yeah.
going for the landing for
Yeah.
shipwright,
Yeah.
and then opens himself
Yep.
up another window.
Yeah. So Tomas
So I
might.
think with the dagger coming down on the Shadow Tower Mason,
Right.
we're probably going to look at Tomas conceding the power challenge here and being
Yeah.
able to swing across for more.
Yep. Yep. That makes sense. So maybe a power challenge with just a reader now, right?
On the other hand, he's got the 10, so he can just block it. So he can just stop the power challenge with both.
So is this intrigue or power, do you think?
Yes, maybe 5.
Could be intrigue.
I'd say intrigue.
Yeah.
So question is for Tomas is, does he have anything particularly valuable in hand?
Yeah, exactly. Because in case he does, that means that Jakob could get the power through. All right. So this means
so he'll draw
Jakob.
the card of the
yeah,
insights.
yeah, Jakob will be able to get the power through with Balin.
Power.
So a power challenge of 5, and Tomas can only block with 5 as well.
Tomas is looking to get fully set up.
Yeah.
Draw into his Haunted Forest,
Right.
which will really open up his options in terms of his own attacks and start squeezing characters past Euron.
Exactly.
So it'll probably only be a challenge or so a turn,
Yeah.
but if he has the ability to throw the power challenge across,
Yeah.
it's going to be a big deal.
So 2 power for Tomas from the wall, and 1 power for Jakob for
Yeah.
dominance. But we know that Tomas has a Iron Throne in hand, so dominance will start going to Tomas shortly.
Yeah,
we'll
we
have to
also have
assume.
to-
We'll have to assume.
Jakob in a very, very small hand.
Yeah, Jakob is running very low, 3 cards in hand. Tomas has 4 or 5? 5 cards. So Blackwater Bay would look like Jakob was considering Blackwater Bay. That makes little sense here. There's only 1 character duped, right?
I think in this situation he should be looking to counting coppers.
Yeah, get some hand size. Possibly another Heads on Spikes. Get Tomas's hand down.
There's no really terrible time to play Heads and Spikes.
No, rarely. That first plot. It's not a really good first plot.
Depends how your economy is doing if you want to win initiative straight away.
Yeah, yeah. But it might
Also
be-
depends on setup to see
Yeah,
which
exactly.
characters you actually see.
Yeah.
If you have a deck you expect has a lot of expensive characters,
Yep.
and you only see the cheap stuff on setup,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm a little mystified by the Blackwater here.
Yeah, me too. I don't understand why he's playing it here. He's just removing the 1 dupe. And it's not a particularly important one.
So does he look for Haunted Forest or Craven here, do you think?
Either. It doesn't really matter to Tomas. I think they're both equally good for him at this point. And he could even take a dupe for the wall, just to make it slightly more safe. But it's the Hunted Forest. And this will pretty much ensure that he will be able to trigger the wall almost every turn.
Yeah, and it also, again, opens up his options in terms of attacking.
Yeah. And that's what Tomas told us on his questionnaire. His favorite interaction is to oppose and then attack back. that's what he likes to do.
And again, we have the action window in draw being used.
Yep.
Okay, we can draw.
and he
No,
passes
the
on.
action window in plot phase was that. This is draw, and now we have an action window in draw phase if he likes. So you can get another goal here, and it would seem that he is. No? Not using it. No.
That's
keep-
Corin money right there.
Yeah. It is, but I don't think he's got a card in hand.
I also don't think he plays it here. Because
Yeah.
right now the board is quite exposed for
Yeah.
a Valor. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
if he drops a Corin here without an aim on in backup,
Yep.
the Valor is guaranteed.
Yep. Almost certainly. So fealty for a bird, I guess. It's pretty much a no-brainer. I know. Going back on that? Yeah. filthy for a bed. And then 5 more gold. What? Dupe for... Well, he's been holding on for that dupe for a while. And now once the Blackwater is out, he can put it there.
Yeah, I suppose he's giving them an option of a large enough body to start sizing up Euron and see what challenges he can get across from.
Right.
I think in this situation, we're going to have to mass build up past challenges.
Yep.
Because he is pretty much completely stable.
Yeah. He's not falling behind Jakob on power, but he's not falling more behind. And with the Iron Throne out, Jakob will only get whatever he can grab during the challenges, and then Tomas will get dominance in the wall. And I have a hard time seeing Jakob being able to stack up 3 power a turn without renown on the board. Well, active renown, because Euron is not very active at the moment. So 5 gold for Jakob. What does he have? What answers can he bring?
Newly made Lord.
Newly made Lord blow
Still
up.
there.
Yeah. So does he?
Nothing else.
What does he blow up? Iron Throne or Castle Black
Iron Throne.
or possibly Haunted Forest? So reduction for 3. So there it is. And which target will he take? I'm thinking Iron Throne or Haunted Forest. Yeah, Iron Throne it is.
So we're out of newly made Lords at this point.
Yep. No. Two down. And he's got the 3rd, I think.
He plays all 3. Wow.
I think he does. At least they used to. They have been fiddling a little bit with that because they are a bit expensive. So they've been going back and forth. But I think they're at 3.
Yay, Balon gets his tail.
Yeah.
Is it relevant with Benjen?
No,
there?
not at the moment. It's not really relevant because neither of those two. But it.
Tomas has an inner giggle at seeing the word unopposed.
Yeah. So there might be a future where it's relevant, but right now it's not.
But it is not this day.
It's not this day. Once we get Victarion on the board, things might start to happen. Victarion might open things up, but we need to shrink this board a little bit, make it slightly less complicated. Because as it
Tomas
stands,
is largely simple.
of
He's
course
going
it
past
is.
challenges unless
Of
he
course
wins
it is.
initiative.
Of course it is.
If he wins initiative, then get into some calculations.
Yeah. So
So
we
there's a
have.
large power challenge.
Yep.
Power challenge.
Jakob is coming over the board with no less than 7, 8. No, that's 13, right?
Yeah.
And Tomas only opposed that, it seems, and stands with Castle Black. And so that's 6, 7, 8 from Tomas.
So I have
Not enough to win it. Power for the support of the people. Power for the people. Support of the people. Is that an Iron Throne for Jakob, or is it an Iron Mine? He's going as Sea Bitch. He's thinking about Sea Bitch here. Iron Throne obviously is got to be in his mind as well.
I think it's one of those two.
Yeah, it's
'Cause
had,
even
has
Iron Mines right now, he has an Iron Mines, but there's nothing out there he particularly wants to save. Because with Craven and Milk on
yeah,
them,
no.
Balon and Euron have very little value.
yeah. The Iron Mine will be for future endeavors, but
It has the Iron Mine already. It has to be either the Sea Wench or an Iron Throne of his own. But even Iron Throne of his own with the wall
What would
buff
he-
for all his characters,
what would he use the Sea Bitch for?
even just a turn of denying the wall,
Right.
he can buy himself more time. He can
Yeah.
gain 2 power for himself.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's going for Sea Bitch there. And that makes sense. Tomas has already passed challenges, so if he steals the wall now, it will be standing.
That'll put himself at 7 power.
Right, right.
Not on a post.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Claim.
But no, he can't steal it this turn. Because Sea Bitch is the beginning of turn, right? No, it's an action.
Action.
It's an action, so he could steal it now.
Sea bitch on wall.
Wall, please.
Yes, indeed. So
I'm a little surprised to see it go this quickly.
Right.
In reality, I think when there's other challenges coming across the board, we
Right.
save the Sea Wench to actually be able to reduce the strength of the defending characters
And I
for when the strength might make a difference.
Yeah.
Because right now there's no great hurry.
yeah,
You know you can take the wall trigger at any point with the
right,
ship.
right, yeah, I guess. But this is the way Jakob played it. I'm not saying. I mean, to me, it doesn't look weird or anything. It might not be the way you would play it, and I hear your point. It seems logical, but I don't think this is a misplay by any means. All right, so first snow now, right?
You certainly can. It will reduce the board down to just Benjamin.
Yep.
With the King's Road and the underground vault on the other side,
Yep.
it gives him the option to fully repopulate.
Sure, sure. But not for this turn. This turn, there's no population. I would probably
Well, it
save
depends
first
what he has
snow.
in hand.
I would save first snow for when I have a we do not snow, so that I could actually hurt something. But he has no proper draw, so that might take a while. Maybe heads on spikes then.
How many cards do you have?
Maybe heads on spikes. Could be interesting, right?
Yeah, right now. He probably wants to let Tomas expand a small bit,
Yeah,
shrink some of his options.
right, right.
We know Tomas is playing 2 heads on spikes.
Yeah.
A lot of his older decks would have played 2 counting coppers, but it is quite a large hand.
Yeah, and since there's so little
We have the Raven there.
Kings of Winter out there, the counting copper as a counter to that is not necessary anymore. So from Tomas we see the second heads on spike, but we have the first snow from Jakob. I guess Jakob is hoping to draw into something relevant here. The heads on spike misses, hits Sea Tower, and then Jakob top decks into 2 saves. Another Iron Mines and a Drowned God's Blessing. What did Tomas get? Did he get something more relevant? It seems Tomas is going first again, right? Or is he just preparing?
I think he's preparing because he won
Yeah.
initiative.
Yeah. Right, so Jakob plays the Iron Mine, obviously, and keeps the rest of his gold. Passing to Tomas, marshalling, and Tomas has another Benjen and no other characters of relevance. This is interesting. None of the 2 players have any more characters in hand. Even though Tomas seems to have a healthy hand size, there's nothing really too important in there. There's 2 nightmares that might be interesting, and there's a bird for draw. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, so right now, the Landsport Shipwright is the most relevant character on the table.
Yeah,
Because he's going to kneel out Castle Black,
right.
and he's going to open up the options
Yep. Yep,
in terms of getting through the unopposed this turn. So it's another turn of shutting down the wall,
right.
and then try and get in range with and try and get in range with the heads on spikes.
And this is also where the Hunted Forest is interesting, because the Hunted Forest will be shutting down some options.
Okay, but Jakob played nothing. He
I had
still have
nothing.
only
He had nothing.
the newly made Lord who can actually attack.
No, Balin.
But even Balon right now, because he can take 1 attack on the Haunted Forest
Yep.
without kneeling the wall, and then the second one can be blocked by Benjamin. So there isn't actually going to be an unopposed.
No, right. They won't be in unopposed, but unless... Well, he can be in unopposed. Of course he can. He can... he'll take down the Hunted Forest with Balin, and then he'll have the unopposed... Oh, of course he's not...
And Benjen just blocks it.
Yeah, he doesn't block with Benjen. Of course he doesn't.
Because he takes in the Haunted Forest.
Yeah. He just leaves it for the Hunted Forest and takes the dupe off of Benjen. Yeah. All right. So that Craven was instrumental here. It doesn't really matter that much because Jakob doesn't have any... Oh! No, stealth doesn't matter. It's Benjen.
It's Haunted Forest also.
Yeah. No, I'm thinking maybe he wants to go blue
You
first.
hide
but
in
yeah,
a forest, not from a forest.
Yeah,
Jesus.
right. No, Jakob kind of wasted first snow turn here, it seems.
Well, he was unlucky. He didn't draw any of the characters.
No.
Because he would have been able to play absolutely anyone in this situation.
Yeah. So he starts with the blue challenge here because that's the one he wants to win. Getting that to hit the Hunted Forest. Oh, he didn't kneel
He doesn't
Castle
have the
Black.
Castle Black because
He
the
didn't-
shipwright got nightmares.
Oh, right. Yes. Okay. So, yeah. Then none of it matters. He wants the dupe off of Benjen then. Right. That kind of makes sense, I guess. So, swinging in for 5 with with Balin, and Tomas can defend for 5.
6.
6. Oh.
Because we have Benjen
because-
himself on 5 right
yeah,
now.
yeah.
And Haunted Forest is still standing for 1.
Right. So Tomas will be able to fully
just
block
say no.
both of them. Yeah, he'll fully block both of them, and then we will have Jakob claiming dominance
Against
and
the walls, 2 power.
yeah, that's how this goes down.
No, you've got a full hand of characters now. So the
Yeah.
heads on spikes is lined up very nicely for next turn.
Right.
So Jakob is still crawling his way there.
Yeah, for sure. Jakob has 2 heads on spikes left, I think, or at least one. Whereas Tomas has already used both of his. And Jakob is at 9 power to Tomas's is 5. So this is, it's still a game. It's a messy one, but it's still a game.
Yeah. So I think it's time for Maesters now, surely.
Surely it's time for Maesters. He has none of them in hand, though. He doesn't have a Maester in hand, right?
No, time for Maester of the plot.
Yeah, I got
So
that.
to get-
So he can't dupe him. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, but dupe him from what?
From Valor.
First No's already been saved.
But
Aemon
Valor.
saves himself from Valor.
Yeah, but then he saves no one else.
The only other character out here is Benjen, with it,
Yeah.
who already
true.
has his own dupe.
Yeah, right.
The really interesting interaction here is Heads on Spikes with Benjen.
Right.
Because we know Tomas still has a Benjen in hand.
Yeah,
When Heads on Spikes hits Benjen, he's not actually killed.
No.
He's just placed in the dead pile.
right. So he can't save himself from that in that
So
way.
in which situation it will then shut down further uses of Benjen. So he'll get 1 shot at it
Yep.
for the 2 power.
Right. So Tomas discarded down 4 hand size there, and it was 1 nightmare and 2 characters that he discarded. Jakob is clearly considering heads on spikes here.
Yeah, Victor's going to take a moment to consider the chat right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think right now you're really going to have Heads on Spikes of Jakob. He knows that hand is a juicy, characterful hand, especially with the discard having been Nightmares.
Yeah. And then Tomas is playing Valor, forcing Jakob to choose who to save from this board rather than a built-up board.
Yeah, so this
Yeah.
is the Spanish Valor, the fish tank looking one.
Yeah.
It's a cool plot. There's a lot of good colors on it, but I think there's quite a few better Valors out there.
You can be
So we have to consider who's actually getting saved. So the question is, like, do you save these guys? I mean, they're cravens, they're milk.
Well, the reader doesn't have to do the. He doesn't have to be in the challenge to trigger his ability. So the reader is very relevant, even though he can't attack. Balin is still able to attack.
He still has stealth.
Yeah, and
Like you
with
probably you have
stealth,
2 iron mines, so you save one
Yeah.
of them on Balon, and I think you let go of all the rest.
you might want to keep the reader.
Okay.
And he
We shouldn't give
did
away
have
that.
the save in the hand as well. Yeah,
Jakob is keeping Euron to protect himself from challenges coming across the board.
it would
So
seem.
he really slows down Tamas's ability to swing.
Yeah, and he seems not to care much for the reader. Well, maybe he does, because that's the second arrow mine. He might want to keep it for his own Valar, though.
He's so close. We're about to go all the way
Yeah.
through the plots.
Yeah.
And Jakob is really putting himself into a position to just start sniping wildly with heads on spikes.
Right. Yeah, because Jakob is already at 11 power here. And he's considering saving the Lord, yeah. That's not crazy, though, because the Craven made it so that he couldn't attack much anyway. Yeah,
Yes.
that makes sense. And he draws into a dupe for Euron, which is interesting, because that sets him up a little bit, at least, for his own Valar. If he could just somehow clean that Craven off of Euron, he'd
But he
be...
chose not to.
Yeah. He did.
Chose not to play confiscation.
Yeah. I guess. Let's see. That's another dupe for Benjen. And
Yeah, Tamas could be looking to empty out his hand as much as possible.
Yep.
Just keep it clear of characters so the heads has as little value as possible.
right. And there he is, emptying his hands of character. But he must know that Jakob is playing Valar. Even though we didn't see it last time, he must know that Jakob is playing it, right? He can't not know.
But if Jakob plays it, he clears out his board.
Right?
Because everybody on Tamas's side is very disposable.
Yeah, I guess. But does Jakob have more saves right now available to him? He's got the dupe on Euron, but he didn't play it. He kept it in hand. I wonder why. Or
Well,
is it...
he hasn't gone yet.
No, he hasn't
'cause,
gone yet.
Tamas is on 0 initiative.
I might be... The chat suggested I might be a Pokemon commentator, and that might be the best of the 3 options there. Because I don't think I'm hungover. I might be a bit tired.
Jakob's
Clearly,
spot out for some high
mo-
fives right now, as you would
clearly
see.
the art is not colourful enough for me to understand it. I think that's where we're at.
So,
All right, so
let's go
Jakob,
with the Greyjoy cam.
so he does dupe Euron, which makes a lot of sense. And if he's going for the Valar play next turn, he's just playing the 1 reducer now, right? And he has to go for the Valar because next turn that's the only plot he's got left, right? Oh, he's playing the ship right anyway. I might not have done that, but he wants to press. He wants to press a little bit here. Okay, all right. Can he get an unopposed this turn? I don't think he can.
Thing is, right now, if he's getting the power across,
Yeah. Oh, he can get it. He can get an unopposed. He can get an unopposed because he can kneel Castle Black.
Haunted Forest, Victor.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if he goes blue first
Okay.
for
With
5 with newly made Lord and a reducer.
and Benjamin blocks for 7, 8.
Yeah, he does. He does. And there's little to nothing he can do about that. Yep. There's no...
But
There's
right
no
now,
coming
he's
through here.
Winning. He's on pace to actually
Yeah.
get the win before the wall will get across.
Yep.
Because he's taking dominance.
Yep.
He has the ability to win the power challenge.
Right.
and he's able to defend the challenges without Tomas actually coming in.
Yep. So,
So he's really
so he's
running
going
low on
to
time.
So he's going to swing in with the blue challenge, I guess, and then Tomas has to defend it with Benjen, and that way Tomas cannot swing back with the blue challenge. And Tomas is going first anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So Tomas pass challenges, or does he swing? He might. No.
He can't afford to give
No,
you a run.
No, he can't.
down.
No, he can't. So dominance is going to go to Jakob. Jumping down, Euron will not, especially since Euron is duped. It won't help at all. Yeah. So Jakob will make a power challenge, but he has to put the newly made lord in it as well, right? 6 won't be enough.
Not quite now.
No, he needs to put at least a newly made lord as well in there. Or is it a red challenge? Ah, it's a red challenge. Military.
Military, you just take on the haunted forest here and kneel out
Yeah.
the discount.
Yeah, he knows. He knows.
And
Sam has
claim the
the
discount.
yeah, because Sam has a practice blade. He stealths Sam, and then Tomas eats the challenge, claim a discount. Yeah. And then 5 will be enough to win the power challenge still. Right?
5 no, because Benjamin will block it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Castle Black is Castle Black is out. So Benjen can't block. Benjen blocks for 5 and
Benjamin blocks for 7.
7. Oh, he's got the dagger as well. Yeah.
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 That still has the wall.
And he's still
Wall
got
is a
the
large
wall.
feature
yeah.
of this match.
Yeah.
The big question here, actually, because Tomas has the card draw
6,
location
7.
that allows him to draw whenever he has greater reserve. He can't
Yep.
trigger it this turn, but no, he can because Sam is giving him reserve as well.
Yep.
So he has to then start looking at whether or not he actually triggers that. Because
Right.
if he's able to empty his hand of characters to keep himself
Yep.
safe from the heads
Yep.
on spikes,
Yep. Yeah.
does he then try to get them all out?
Yeah. I see. I see your play there. It might actually. Do you think Tomas is thinking that way?
I think he's considering everything as he's going through it.
Yeah.
So he blocked the power. Jakob has enough to take dominance.
Yep. And Tomas takes the wall.
My dominance.
Yeah. So
Yep.
he's able to draw the card. Risky play.
Yeah.
Well, he knows Valor's coming down this turn.
Yeah.
So he's keeping his hand full.
Yep.
This Valor is going to hit Jakob pretty hard.
Yeah. It is. It is.
Does he have Risen from the Sea in his hand?
No. Only a weed not so and a reducer.
No, there's still 2 blots.
Oh, counting coppers. Huh. Might draw into some saves.
You can look for it's very late. It's a strange game.
And here,
The same.
there is no might draw into saves with
Draw 3.
with Eamon.
Yeah, so we have at least another 2 turns before another first no hits.
Mm-hmm. So that's another support of the people, which he might be able to trigger and get himself an Iron Throne or a save.
Support the people with another Sea Wench would actually get the job done. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
Jakob is only playing 1.
Yep. Yeah, he is. So it has to be the save that he brings into play.
I think if he managed to get the support of the people off, which is by no means a given here,
No.
considering he wasn't able to win a power challenge last turn,
Right.
it would probably be the Iron Throne.
You think? He's
And
pretty much always getting the dominance anyway.
Not once Tomas plays his own Iron Throne, it's going to be that much harder.
Oh, but Tomas did, and he discarded it. And Tomas only has the 1 Iron Throne.
Is that all?
I think so. I don't think he's playing more of them.
Let's try and catch his hand and check it out.
Yeah.
So Jakob has a whole lot of nothing, I think.
Yep.
Victarion is really shy in this particular game.
It would seem, yeah. He would have made a a difference earlier in this game. But like he's saying, Jakob is still winning here.
Support the people. That's another reader who is currently dead.
Yeah. So he's playing the reducer. He's got 2 Wind Nutsos in hand, enough to clean off all the negative attachments if he were to be able to trigger them. But
That's 9 thrown right there.
All right, yeah, I was wrong. Craven on Balin.
So he's insuring himself against the save.
Yeah. Right. Huh. Yeah. Will it be enough though? Will Tomas be able to catch up? Tomas is at 7 power. So he's certainly behind.
Is there anything else to play there? He's got another Haunted Forest to drop.
Yeah.
He's got the Ambush Blade, but not enough gold to actually ambush it in.
No. He's duping Castle Black there. Why
I'm
not?
surprised he took the Craven now. I think it may have been worthwhile trying to survive another turn.
I'm not sure that Tomas realizes that Jakob is playing Valar. I'm not sure, because he might think that he's playing First Snow instead of Valar. Right?
Possible.
Could
I
be the
consider
case.
it less likely though.
Yeah, yeah. So we're moving into challenges here.
Yeah, it's interesting to see this use of King's Roads. It's really the battle for initiative, making sure
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
his heads on spikes always stays ahead of Jakob's.
yeah, yeah.
What a tight game.
It's, yeah. It's nerve-wracking. Jakob is so close at 12 power here. If he can push a blue through here, but he can't, can he?
No,
So
he only
then-
has 6 strength of blue icons.
Yeah. So no, can't be done. Can't be
He
done.
also only has 6 strength of intrigue icons,
Yep.
which is kind of relevant in the situation because Tomas can start looking at throwing his own challenges across.
Yep.
Jakob forgot the Craven.
Yep.
This is a man who's not used to feeling helpless.
No, no. I don't expect he is.
Where are we for dominance right now?
For
so we currently have
dominance,
a Greyjoy player at 12,
12,
16, 18 for
Yeah,
dominance.
yeah.
18 for dominance against Tomas's side with, well, let's get the
16 for
news out
dominance now.
there. So Jakob is down to 12 on dominance.
Oh, 16. He's got 4 coins as well.
Oh.
So 16 for dominance, and Tomas is nowhere close to that, right?
Tomas is on 4 for Sam, 8 for Iron Throne, so it's 12 plus another 5, 17.
All right. So he's pretty close to that.
It's 16.
There's a lot of counting going on here. Tomas just did the calculations for the dominance, and he must have realized that he's 1 ahead. Yeah. So he's taking 2 power for 3 power
2 for the wall and 1
and 1 for dominance. Yeah, and he's
So
able.
Jakob is still sitting at that 12.
Yeah. And Tomas is getting closer with 10 power now. And we know it's a Valar coming in from Jakob. And it is a... which one was that again?
Calling the banners.
Calling the Manners, all right. Which,
So how much money does Tomas want? He still has the 2 unused King's Roads. I
Right.
think he wants the ability to go second here.
right. Yeah. So he saves Benyon.
No, he's going first.
No, Jakob is going first. Jakob is going first.
Pass.
And Jakob triggered Valar first. and he saves Sam.
But if Jakob is going first, then
will pass.
Jakob should do his characters first.
He did save Urine.
Okay.
There we go. So this
Interesting
board,
to see aim on gun.
yeah, no, but again, Sam is so strong, and he's got draw. Sam
And I
with
suppose,
practice blade and
here comes Vic.
Victarion is going to make a world of difference on this board.
Is he?
No, he's not. He could have.
He was close. Unfortunately, he's not quite strong enough.
No, he's not. If there were some ship sets that could boost him, then possibly there could be a difference. But I don't think we have any in hand, right? No.
We have Victarion, we have the Reader, we have another discounter.
We got Wex. Maybe
Web Spike with
Wex
a lot
could-
of gold.
with some gold on him, 2 gold on him, and Sam can't block. Wex Spike with 2 gold will clean out Urine's.
Well, no, you still
Kraven.
have the Haunted Forest.
Oh right, yeah.
Always
Still
the
the
Haunted Forest.
always the Haunted Forest.
You're going to be haunted by the Haunted Forest
I am.
after this commentary.
I'm already haunted by the Haunted Forest.
You're going to be leaving your house and then
Yeah.
saying, look, did I get my house keys?
Yeah.
All right, whew, sorted. Wait, no, Haunted Forest.
Yeah, yeah. Ha. And Jakob won't be able to trigger Reigns in any possible way, so he can't flip into anything with claim here. So Jakob is probably just looking to stall this round out, right?
Pretty much. Try and survive it
Yeah,
without
yeah.
losing too much power.
Yeah. If he were to draw, what could save him at this point? What would swing the game for him? Rex Pike is definitely one of the cards that actually could make a difference. Core Urine has Stealth, which won't be relevant, right? What else does he? Asher got Stealth, which won't be relevant.
If he gets Wex Spike and he gets the new Theon,
But he's putting no gold on Vex here.
he's probably getting ready to first snow next turn. Get Wex back.
All right, right. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Because he's suspecting that there's no characters left in Tomas's hand. And that's the second Haunted Forest, which is of little consequence. It is of consequence.
He has yeah. He's
It's
got
one
Castle
more.
Black being back active.
Yeah, yep. And a practice blade. So all
Underground Vault still hasn't been nailed.
it seems. It seems he's either forgot or doesn't care.
Because the standing location is of no value to him.
No,
He has no effect
no,
to trigger off that.
no. Halder's nowhere to be seen. I think he should probably grab 2 gold, but
Well,
Yeah.
1 in a situation.
yeah. No, 2. No, 1. Only 1 rose. Only 2 rose roadside.
Yeah, all the other ones kneel for economy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this is where you have that kind of safeguard against Night's Watch if they start becoming too dominant.
Right.
You have the ability of people to play more kneel locations and choose to keep themselves under the 5.
Yep.
It's an interesting restriction actually in terms of deck building, preparing yourself for that.
Yep. It's one of the better built ones, I think.
Because there are so many options. Because you have the in-house reducers,
Yep.
you have the new money location, which will
Great
allow
Hall,
anyone except for
King's
Lannister to
Road.
dodge that with
Yeah.
their Gold Road.
Yeah. There are a lot of interesting ways to get around now.
But seriously, Tomas,
Yeah.
kneel the underground vault. Do it.
Is it a marshalling action? It is, right? So
Well,
the
I'm
opportunity.
not sure we left marshalling yet.
No, but the opportunity will be lost soon, unless you're using it now. What do you think Tomas is considering here? What is it that he's thinking about?
Because he's not looking at his hand. Well,
No, he's
his
not.
hand isn't that large, so
No, he's only 2
if
cards.
he has anything,
I think he's got 2 cards, maybe 1 because he played the practice blade. So he might be down to
He's
zero
nothing.
zero cards. So
Keeping
what
himself
is
safe
what
from,
is it
the
that
hits.
what is he thinking about?
So
Has he already passed marshalling to Jakob?
I will pass. I challenge.
no, it's Jakob's challenge.
No,
which
Jakob
he
just
passes.
passed. Jakob just passed.
Yeah, so he takes
So-
the wall and dominance.
Yep, wall dominance. So that
Which
brings
takes
him
him to
to
13.
13. Yeah, and a draw. And
So does Tomas go for the heads on spikes here and look to snipe the match?
of course he does. I can't imagine he don't. But
Because Jakob does. Jakob has the
has-
option to do that also. See, that's where I'm not happy with that trigger.
yeah,
But Jakob doesn't win. Doesn't
No.
win with the 2 power.
no.
So I
And
think
Jakob has one character in hand, the reader, which is already dead. He hasn't been able to get rid of. Jakob is considering heads, but he must suspect that Tomas might not have any characters in hand. Or Tomas doesn't have a hand.
Tomas
Or he-
also has
or he
Valor. He doesn't
Tomas has
actually-
one card.
Yeah,
in
Tomas
hand.
also has Valor. He doesn't actually need
Yeah.
any of the trickery.
No.
He plays Valor, Benjamin goes away, and it's the same thing we saw in the even match.
Oh yeah, so he's winning here. Unless Jakob... No, Jakob has no way of winning this. Tomas has already won.
Nope. We're
Tomas-
going to game 3 once
Yeah,
again.
we are. This is done.
Because Tomas was very careful in terms of making sure he doesn't pin the Valor.
Yeah, yeah. So he is able to play it now, and there's no way Jakob can stop that trigger from happening. And there it is.
Oh.
And Jakob will concede the game here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going
Good.
to
So
game
we're
three.
moving on
So
to
I can
game
go
3
first.
here.
Yeah.
Tight.
Yeah, it was like last year. The first game was very smooth.
Yeah.
The second one was very hard, very close.
Yes, yes.
Now-
Okay, so
maybe
what do you expect to see in game 3? Like,
I have no
I think
idea.
in this situation, Tomas has been able to adjust quite well.
Yeah, he has.
Because he's realized that Jakob has no confiscation.
Yeah.
I think the information about the cards in the deck is more valuable for Tomas than it is for Jakob.
Because Jakob has already basically had it.
Because I think in this situation, confiscation is such a massive weakness in the deck for Night's Watch.
Yeah, yeah. The fact that Jakob is running no other anti-attachment than We Do Not Sow is obviously going to limit him somewhat here.
Because the We Do Not Sow then as well opens him up. I think
Yeah.
Tomas is very much the favorite going into this.
You think? I'm not sure.
I think a well-timed first snow can devastate, but he has to get quite lucky to essentially land first snow at a time when it can get him within range of winning and before Tomas is fully set up.
Well, but he's got that and Valor. He's got two ways of shrinking the board.
But shrinking...
Det här är min mor och mina bröder.
Okay, not only have we reached 120 viewers, we also have Jakob's parents coming in to watch the match.
So we have a fairly large audience here watching the game live as it unfolds.
We still have the Lord of Light tournament ongoing, but
No,
no
it's
small number
finished.
of people are...
I think that's actually finished. So no. Yeah, all right. It might still be the Lord of Light tournament going on, but most people seems to be watching the stream that you can see in the background there and getting a little bit. So we have a little bit of a delay to their version of the screen. So we are obviously watching it live, but out there there's a slight delay to what they're seeing, so that they can't spoil things for the people inside the room playing. Well, I think we have a small break.